Stories, meanings, and lessons. Welcome, dear listeners, to a new episode of our podcast, Stories, Meanings, and Lessons. Today we're going to talk about 4 Quranic figures, Noah, Abraham, Lot, and Ishmael, but in a different way. We're not retelling the stories as narratives, but rather exploring them as functional models that can be applied in our daily lives, even in fields like industry, technology, and beyond. For example, when someone gets an idea for an invention or a project, it's not a random occurrence. It's quite similar to what happened with Prophet Noah, who received divine instruction to build the ark. We can call this the Noahic phase. Right. It's the moment of idea conception. Imagine a scientist in the aviation industry observing a bird and becoming inspired by a new aircraft design. That moment is one of inspiration, or what we might even call symbolic revelation. The scientist then studies the bird's anatomy, its wingspan, takeoff angle, and flight dynamics. And that brings us to the next phase, the Abrahamic phase. Abraham once asked, "Show me how you give life to the dead." He didn't just seek belief, he wanted to understand the process. The divine response, to take 4 birds and call them, was a way of making the unseen visible, to reassure the heart through demonstration. Exactly. Just like the scientist who now gathers precise measurements, wing curvature, weight ratios, aerodynamic angles, and begins forming a structured model. This is the stage of technical application. The idea becomes mentally and emotionally aligned. At this point, it becomes the 4 birds, a symbolic reference to quadrature. In fact, from the Arabic root 4, pronounced arba, we derive quarter, ruba, to cross over, abba, fear or awe, raub, brilliantness, bra, droppings, bar, all converging into the word Arab. The word Arab implies ayn, seeing, the eye of observation and symbolic awareness, ra, vision and insight, perspective, clarity and direction, b, expression, articulation, evidence and communication. So, Arab signifies a clear, insightful, expressive perception, a state where a thing reveals its essence. When you quadrify and trabba something, you begin to cross over, taba, and as you cross you begin to express, tab. And Abraham did not work alone. That's where Ishmael comes in, the Ishmaelic phase. This refers to those who assist in execution. The scientist is supported by a team, technicians, engineers, builders, who follow directions and contribute to actualizing the idea. When Abraham raised the foundations of the house, Ishmael was right beside him. And I want to add something crucial here. Production is not just execution. It also requires safety and security. You can't build an aircraft or a medical device without securing the working environment, and that introduces the Lotic phase, named after Lot. This figure symbolizes the one responsible for protection. In factories, it's the industrial safety engineer. In laboratories, it's the fire suppression systems and containment protocols. All of these roles represent Lot. Not only that, even the Arabic word malat, which means mortar or the substance between bricks, reflects the same idea. Lot is the energy of structural cohesion, the unseen binding force that holds a structure together. And what's so elegant about this model is that it's not limited to engineering. Even in medicine, the pattern holds true. The doctor who identifies the illness, the Noahic phase, the planning of the treatment, the Abrahamic phase, the nurses and surgical team, the Ishmaelic phase, the infection control and patient safety protocols, the Lotic phase. It's as if the Quran provides a functional continuum from the birth of an idea through realization to safeguarding its integrity. Each phase is personified by a prophetic figure: Noah, Abraham, Ishmael, Lot. This allows us to read these stories not just as historical events, but as archetypes, models that illustrate the life cycle of an idea from conception to completion. And with that, we conclude today's episode. We hope you enjoyed and benefited from this symbolic, interpretive framework. See you next time with a new idea and a new story. Stay safe and inspired. Check the description for explanatory notes.